Are you ready for your next performer to take the stage? Make some noise, everybody. You need to do better than that, everybody. Because I am excited they are here. Our next storyteller is proof that sometimes the best stories come from when you stumble into them. She's a writer and storyteller whose heartfelt, hilarious talent reminds us that life's unexpected turns make the best material. Please welcome to our stage, Kathy Gassiorowitz.
Intro. I'm going to just lower this because, okay, how's that? All right. So just to be clear, it was not my career goal to play an oversized, hyperactive, fluffy wolf pup mascot for the Timberwolves. However, this job, if I got it, checked all the boxes. Well, both my boxes, performing and getting paid for it. Plus, with 40 home games and more if the Timberwolves got in the playoffs, and if I did a really good job and they liked me a lot, maybe they would extend the contract another year, maybe 2 years, I'd finally have some job security. This kind of performing was not new to me. I'd played costume characters before. Once an incorrectly addressed envelope for the U.S. Army for a training film. The guy who played the rubber stamp had all the lines. I was basically underneath the equivalent of a foam rubber canoe for the entire day of filming while he just kept being directed to stamp me, addressee unknown. Okay, take 2, stamp, addressee unknown. This went on for some time. For a Maytag washing machine commercial, I was one of the dancing, top-loading washing machines, and where we had to repeatedly hit the back of our head against the lid of the machine in time to the music for 6 hours. The Pillsbury Doughboy was a tough gig. This was for a General Mills national sales meeting where my raison d'etre as the doughboy was just to get the fluff beaten out of me by the hamburger helper hand. This is before General Mills acquired Pillsbury. Oh, to uproarious applause from the General Mills sales reps. I really preferred playing human characters, preferably as a dancer or as a mime, as an actor. I didn't really care, but whenever I got these offers, I always said yes because, well, money. And also, I just had this insatiable need to be liked and wanted. I now know that there's a 12-step program for people like me, but at the time, I just kind of thought this was normal. So when I got the call from the Timberwolves, would I like to audition for the role of Duncan, this new wolf pup mascot for the Wolves? I said, oh my gosh, wow, I would love to. My audition was the following afternoon at a dance studio in downtown Minneapolis. Got there, there were 3 guys in matching Timberwolves polos, and then at their feet looked like roadkill. If in its, before death state, this creature had been like a blue and white bedspread or something like that. Anyway, one of the guys, clearly the head person, Brian, introduced himself to me and kind of gave me the lay of the land. He said, okay, here's the thing. So you're familiar with Crunch, right? Kind of our machismo gymnastic mascot for the Wolves. And I'm not into sports, but I'd heard something basketball. And so I nodded yes. And he said, well, what we want to do is launch kind of like a younger brother for Crunch named Duncan. And this would be like really to appeal to the kids. And honestly, whenever the broadcast cuts to commercial, to run out there on the court and entertain 20,000 fans until they are just losing their voice. Okay, so that's what we're looking for today. So let's get you into costume. There were 3 parts to the costume. The first was sort of like a padded foam, like a futon, cut in the shape of a onesie, and they put that on me, and it was damp and heavy and smelled bad, presumably from the previous Duncan hopefuls. And then after that, it was the suit, which was like footy pajamas, but the big Dacron blue and white fluff thing with large paws at the end of my arms. And then finally, there was the head that it took two of the guys to put it on. It was built around like a hockey helmet, which they, encased my head in, ratcheted in around the ears, and then fastened it with snaps around the neck. And when Brian said, "You good in there?" I tried to nod, but I nearly snapped my cervical spine, like knocking my head back. I tried to focus on him, but honestly, there was like a 2% visibility screen. It was mesh, kind of the area of the mouth and underneath the nose that I had to look through and also try to get oxygen. I tried to breathe, and it was the whole thing smelled of freshly applied polyurethane. And I felt like I was sniffing glue because I was sniffing glue. Okay. So, tapped me on the head and he said, "Okay, so here's the thing. What we're going to do is we're going to turn on the music. When you hear that music, you go out on this basketball court and you just give us your everything you've got, okay? Got that?" And I, again, kind of nodded a little bit. And there was the music. And forgive me because I've never been cast as a singer, so I'm just bear with me. But it was like, bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. This is the early 90s. Bum, 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 bum. And I just tore at it, trying to breathe, hyperventilating as I'm spinning and leaping and jumping jacks. And I would slide on my stomach and then kick back and wiggle my legs and then jump up and try to breathe, and then waving to the fans and jumping up. And I don't know at what point I lost consciousness. Okay. Or how long I'd been out. But when I came to, I could see part of Brian's head through the mesh mouth. And then he said, "You okay in there?" And we're like, "Sure, yes." It was incredibly humiliating because I had never, ever passed out in an audition before. But he said, "Okay." And so the guys they kind of got me up and got me out of the helmet and the outside and then the futon. And I was just so embarrassed. I just kept saying, "I'm so sorry for wasting your time, really. This has never, ever happened to me." They said, "No, really, thanks for coming. Bye." And I thought, God, I could have really used the work. But also, if this gets out, I will never be hired in this town again. Like, "Hey, what about calling Kathy Gaz?" And it's like, "What? The one who just passes out whenever she dances? Are you kidding?" Way too big of a risk. That evening, I got a phone call. It was Brian. I thought he was calling to make sure that I was okay. But no, that actually never came up. He said, "Kathy, this is Brian. We loved what you did today. And we'd like you to come to callbacks tomorrow afternoon." And I said, "Oh, Brian, I think that there's been a mistake. I'm Kathy Gassiorowitz. I'm the one who passed out in the suit." And he said, "What? Oh, everyone did." And my first thought was, he likes me, they want me. And then my next thought was, I do not think that I want this. And before I had a chance to self-edit, I was like, "Oh, thank you, Brian, but I'm going to pass on this one." And just like that, I added a third checkbox to the list. Performing, getting paid, no costumed characters, although I would make an exception for cats. Thank you.
Keep it going for Kathy, everybody. Now, I'm going to leave this up for a second. I would like everybody to do me a favor. Get out your mobile devices again. Get out your mobile devices. Because what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to call out some of my storyteller friends. Because any of you who have been to one of our previous editions of Comedy Through the Chaos knows that this happens. So I have a lot of friends who are exceptional storytellers and exceptional stand-up comedians. And my exceptional storyteller friends often go, oh, I don't have a website, I don't have social media, I don't have anything for you to promote. And so Kathy Gassiorowitz is one of those exceptional storyteller friends. She's an award-winning storyteller. She is amazing. And I am bothering her now to get her website up and running. So in the meantime, we are all gonna go to her YouTube page, friends. So yes. So take a picture. So this will make her actually have to change it from whatever the hell this is. See? You don't even know what it is. I Googled you. The good thing about having a complex onion of a name like Gassiorowitz is that if you Google it, it comes up. And she has fantastic stories about her. Like, did you hear her mention that she's a mime? How many mimes do you know? Would you like to hear the story of how somebody becomes a mime? Go to her YouTube channel and then you can learn about her being a mime. So another round of applause for Kathy, everybody.